Thanks for calling for an appointment.
Shut the door.
I've had an appalling day, Chanlder. I told you I didn't want to see you away from the mill.
I need money.
Don't we all?
I need money because I got to get out of town.
What's the rush, Chanlder?
It's getting uncomfortable for me here.
Why?
That Dr. Rossi, he came slamming into my room and threatened me about what would happen if I didn't leave town for good.
Dr. Rossi threatened you?
He's jealous of me and Rachel.
Are you going to tell me the real reason you want to leave town?
I've been telling you.
Why are you running, Chanlder?
It's none of your business.
Listen, I gave you a job when nobody else would even talk to you. I've got a right to know.
That's right, Mr. Harrington. You did give me a job. At times like these, two gentlemen have to be honest with each other. Lay the cards on the table, so to speak.
By all means.
You gave me the job because you felt an obligation, I'll be honest.
We talked, Chanlder. That's all we did. We talked.
No need to raise your voice. It's what we talked about that made 20 years ago part of our lives. Get rid of Elizabeth Carson, you said. Get rid of her. We talked and talked. Elizabeth Carson died. Died before we had a chance to reach out and shake hands and make our deal.
I told you before, you can shout all that to the rooftops. Who'll believe you? Who'll care?
What I mean is, well, we've had dealings before. You know you can trust me. You know if I borrow money from you, I'll pay you back. $2,000 is a lot of money, but I will pay you back. Look, you're a businessman. I want to borrow $2,000 from you. Okay, I got collateral, a deed to my farm.
Oh? Well, why don't you take it to the bank first thing in the morning? I'm sure they'll loan you, say, $500 on that junkyard you call a farm. That is if you can prove you don't owe back taxes on it, which I doubt.
Please, Mr. Harrington, loan me the money. I need it right away. I want to leave right away.
I'll let you know. That means if you call me or bother me, come barging into my office or sneak in here like you did tonight, you can forget about the money. I'll send for you when I've made up my mind. You understand?
Yeah. Okay.
Betty, I want to talk to you. Come here. Come here, Betty. You look tired.
I am.
Not excited?
No.
Nor afraid?
No.
Then I think it's time you return my will to me, please. Please? Now you'll feel better. Thievery for the amateur is emotionally exhausting.
You've known all along.
Yes.
You were just being cruel then when you wouldn't let me put it back.
Good for your character. Stimulating. Perhaps you'll learn in future to ask for whatever you want rather than to steal it.
You'd have shown the will to me.
Why, of course. Sit down, Betty. Your move, Betty. You must know that I'm very fond of you.
Why that fond of me?
You see, I had a friend some 40 years ago who committed suicide. He had bred race horses. Horses with fine legs, fine backs, fine lungs. Tall, fast horses. But they never won. They had no desire to win. And he couldn't seem to breathe the right spirit into them. And without that, of course,
It's your move.
You have the spirit that Rodney needs to become a man in the Peyton tradition. Check.
Very clever.
No, my dear. Very desperate.
How is it you don't see Stephen a man in the Peyton tradition? Everyone else does.
Stephen was born out of wedlock, sired by an animal blackmailer, the foulest man I ever met, by on God. Such heredity is impossible to overcome.
You're living in the dark ages, Mr. Peyton. Heredity
Is one of those unfortunate facts of life.
Rodney left this house. Doesn't want any part of it, or you. Isn't that another unfortunate fact of life?
Rodney doesn't know what he wants or what he doesn't want. He's a wandering soul right now, without ambition, without purpose, without you.
Mr. Peyton.
I've told you why I made you my chief beneficiary. Now I think it's time that you answer the question of mine. Why did you take my will to Mr. Harrington?
I took it to him because I love Stephen. A long time ago, Mr. Harrington hired a private detective in New York.
Mr. Blaine.
You do know everything.
Well, my lawyers know almost everything. They know that the Blaine report was a fabrication used by Leslie Harrington to destroy your marriage to Rodney, and that it cannot be disproven. That it might well be used to end your marriage to Stephen.
No.
Oh, yes. Stephen's a hypersensitive young man. It would hurt him deeply. Destroy his marriage.
No, Stephen mustn't ever know.
How can you prevent it?
Mr. Harrington gave me his copy of the Blaine report and his word.
And you took him at his word?
I had no choice.
That's better. And now Leslie Harrington has no choice. He can't control my money until you and Rodney are married.
Did you play with puppets as a child?
I don't recall ever being a child.
I'll never leave Stephen.
He'll leave you.
But then I'll never marry Rodney.
Just to spite me? A futile and costly gesture, Betty. If you're determined to be a loyal and devoted wife, I strongly suggest that you be one. Why don't you tell Stephen the truth?
Forrest? Oh, it's you, Carson.
Yeah, it's me, Forrest.
I don't know what your game is, but I ain't in any mood to play it.
How come you answered to the name Forrest?
I heard a shout. I turned around. Go ahead, make something of it.
The two names? Chanlder and Forrest? They're one and the same, aren't they?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Allison's bracelet was found in your car. In your car, Chanlder. Where is she? Where's my daughter? What have you done with her? I'm gonna get it out of you, Chanlder.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Would it help if I went away?
It would hurt me very much if you left.
I don't want to, but if my being here is going to make you think of what might have happened to Allison. You've declared war, but I'm in no mood to wave a flag of surrender. You've got a fight on your hands.
Tell me where she is. Tell me or I'll kill you.